She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. So glad that you decided to join us today. Today we're talking about business and maybe even making the transition between, starting a business, what the expectations are, what are some of the pitfalls, how do I succeed, what should my goals be. We've got a number of different questions from our audience today that we're going to attack. And obviously, I grew up on welfare, pregnant at 17, homeless by 21, yet a successful business owner and millionaire by the time I was 23. Have been a successful business owner for the last, I don't even want to tell you how many years, but it's a long time. And in that, I've also had some huge business failures. It hasn't been that every single business that we have started has succeeded and gone well and did exactly what we had expected. No. In fact, my husband said something 2 nights ago that was it was a mic drop, right? It was like, what? The best way to describe my husband, Hans, is mind grenade. Oh, man. So he sent a mind grenade off in my head, and it was this, that he said, all business, no matter what business somebody is in, no matter what industry you're in, there's always going to be something broken. Let that just sit in for a second. There's always going to be something broken. It's never going to be perfect. And again, I'm of the philosophy that on this planet, while we're all together here on planet Earth with other humans, that nothing is ever going to be perfect. But I don't know why for that moment, that as soon as he said that all businesses, there's always something broken in it. There's always something that's not perfect. And that's just the way it's supposed to be. No business, whether small or huge, whether it's a $100,000 a year business or it's a multi-billion-dollar business, there's always things in it that are broken. Why? Because we have broken people who work it, and that's just the way it is. There's always going to be things unfixed. There's always going to be things unfinished. There's always going to be things that haven't reached what we want them to reach. And if you don't have the stomach to handle that, you might want to rethink your idea of going into business, because it can be a very frustrating thing. So I'm going to this question from Thomas Noonan. He writes, what are some of the pitfalls of first-time business owners and how can I avoid them? Okay, well, I've worked with tens of thousands of people for the last 3 decades, literally, in business. I did it. I said it. I said how long I've been in business. But anyway, after working with thousands and tens of thousands of people, whether they are 12 years old starting a business or they are 60 or 70 even starting a business, there are some pitfalls. And one of the main pitfalls that I can tell you is excuses. That seems to be the biggest pitfall that I have discovered for myself, as well as what I've seen in clients from all over the world. What do I mean by how is it excuses? Well, the excuse of, the people don't buy this, or, the market, must not be ready for that, or, maybe my product's too expensive, or we just have it in our head, okay, that we might have the wrong thing for the wrong price at the wrong time, or we have the wrong people, or we live in the wrong town, or we have the wrong website. Okay, there's always an excuse as to why it's not as successful as it should be. And so the thing that you have to grow accustomed to is that business is constantly testing. You're constantly reevaluating and considering that you might not know what the market actually wants. And you have to be flexible and willing to turn when the tide turns. You have to be willing to actually interview your prospects, your clients, your employees, to really be asking them what they're hearing, what it is. For example, we're talking about to the prospect, the prospective customer, really nailing your ear to hearing what are the problems that they have that your business can solve, right? And so what generally happens with new business owners is that they care more about pushing their product on people or their service on people than they do about caring about what is the need of the marketplace. What unanswered need is out there? Let me give you a prime example. Let's say that you're an electrician. You want to have your own electrician business, okay? So if you have your own electrician business and you've got lots of competition that's in the area, what's the difference between you and your competitors? What's going to set you apart different? I promise you it's not your logo. Nope. It's not even your prices, because if you try to compete in a price war, if you will, then you are gonna force your competition to lower their prices, and then again you're gonna lower yours, and then they lower theirs, and then hello, you're out of business. So the price war is not a war that you want to win at. You want to compete in a totally different arena in your profession as an electrician. So it's the same for those people who venture out into network marketing, for example, or direct sales, and they're going to market some potion, lotion, lipstick, or travel service, or vitamin or weight loss system from their home. What is going to set you apart to be different than the tens of thousands of other people that are marketing the same exact product by the same exact company? Because whatever distributor you are of whatever organization you're a part of, there's hundreds of thousands of you. And there might be tens of thousands of you in your own city. What is going to set you apart? Now, how do I tie this all together? What can set you apart is how you service your client. What sets you apart is how you represent your brand. What can you offer that is different, better, unique, that the other electricians are not offering, that the other distributors are not offering? I'm not talking about coming up with a new gimmick. I'm talking about something that everybody wants, and that's honor. Everybody wants honor. Everybody wants respect. Everybody wants to feel special. Everybody wants to feel important. And that's what you can offer that makes you set apart. That's what can be unique about you, because most businesses do not offer that. The ones that do offer that are the ones that yield a higher dollar. Let me give you a prime example. If you go to Motel 6, are you honored? Are you respected? Are you treated like royalty? Are you treated like you're special? Are you treated with importance? No. You're treated like you're a pain in someone's backside for coming and trying to check in and get your room key to your room. But if you go check in at the Ritz-Carlton, if you just pull up your car, even if it is a jalopy, you pull up your car, they're going to open your door for you. They're going to treat you like royalty. You're like, even if I'm a jalopy? Yeah. Why? Because people come in disguise who are millionaires and billionaires. No joke. Yeah, not everyone who is wealthy looks it. Okay, I've seen billionaires with duct tape on their shoes. I've seen them with frayed hats. I've seen them with holes in their shirts on purpose. Why? Some of them, they like to live simple and they could care less about what you think. Others of them dress like that on purpose so that they're not treated differently, right? So anyway, the bottom line is this, is that if you offer helping people feel special and important, that's what sets you apart better than all of your competition, because most people are just not willing to do it and they plain old don't know how. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more on this conversation of business right after this. Financing a home can be a nightmare if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Ask me. I know this. That's why the first thing you have to do is find a mortgage company you can trust that has your back through the entire process. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading your current one, or looking for an investment property, Rick Fujisaki at Wintrust Mortgage wants to win your trust. Rick understands the mortgage industry, and he can take all the stress out of financing a home for you. His easy-to-use worksheets will help you calculate the mortgage you can afford. And he has a unique tool designed to help you find and set aside money for your down payment. And when you work with Rick, who, by the way, I love, a portion goes to caring for the poor through King's Ransom Foundation. So visit loanmortgageguys.com and start building your dream today. Again, contact Rick at loanmortgageguys.com. Have you ever wondered if your investments are making enough money for retirement? What if you could buy an investment rental property for as little as $35,000 that rents for at least $550 a month? After Aaron and Drew Hudson asked themselves this question, Hudson Real Estate Investments was formed, and now 200 transactions have been conducted. Their system helps individuals buy and hold real estate. Their definition of a great buy and hold is a property that pays you a monthly positive cash flow from day one. Hudson Real Estate Investments has a team who find properties available for immediate purchase, vet tenants, and have qualified property management in place. So if you're looking to have freedom and live your life on your own terms, grab your phone and text the word future to 484848. Get started today. Text the word future to 484848. Secure your future now.
Did you know you can take The Dani Johnson Show with you wherever you go? It's never been easier to stay up to date with the latest content from Dani with the DaniJohnson.com app. Watch or listen in the car, at the gym, or on the go. Download it now from the App Store and Google Play and never miss a show again. Your family, business, and bank account will thank you. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
If you're going to be in business, you might as well make money, right? It might as well become successful as long as it doesn't drive you like crazy hours and drive your mind nuts and pull you away more from your family than what you want to be. If you're going to be in business, you might as well be successful. Here's a great question from Margie. She says, what are the most important skills needed to grow and maintain a business? Well, as we talked about in the prior video concerning business and what is going to set you apart, this is honestly the thing, in my opinion, that is the most important. My husband would tell you that accounting is the most important skill to develop. And I agree with that, because when you got bad accounting, you got some bad problems. You really, really do. So accounting is a really important thing. Why? Well, if you don't have your accounting in order, then you're going to get in trouble with the IRS. And then you don't know how much money you have. And if you don't know how much money you have and you're spending money, you're investing into things, you're investing into a new product line, you're investing into new employees, but you don't know what your balance sheet says, you don't even know if you have the capital to be able to do that, well, then you're messing yourself up. So accounting is a really important skill to have, and or that it's outsourced with great, really important accountability, and not just, oh, I trust this guy who's counting the money. No, you're setting yourself up for financial failure, and you're setting your friend up, or whoever you've hired, you're setting them up to act in their own best interests. You're setting them up to perhaps fail themselves and you, and that's the last thing in the world that they actually want to do. So it's important to have good checks and balances, multiple layers of accountability of people who are overseeing the finances. And that's really important. In my early days, I didn't have that, and I got taken for a ride. Somebody had taken over $77,000 rather than paying the IRS, pocketed it. And then number two, I had somebody, not paying the IRS, which meant what? Now I owed a ton of money. I owed a ton of money in taxes. I end up getting behind in taxes. And why? I had no. So I got stolen from, and then a bill, a very important bill, didn't get paid. Like, so important that my bank accounts got levied. Yes, and that's how I found out that I was in default. I didn't even know, because again, those letters were not coming to me. They were going someplace else. So the whole thing was a total disaster, friend. And so accounting is a really important thing. Such a boring topic, I know. But let's talk about something that's a little bit more fun. Another skill that is really important to have is the skill of understanding people. Yes. The skill of understanding people. Why? Friend, on so many multiple levels. Here's why. If you're an employer or you have a sales force, okay, whether you run a business that's a brick and mortar storefront type business, or you have an office and you've got employees, or you are taking the independent contractor route and you have nothing but independent contractors, if the bottom line is, who are the independent contractors? Who are the employees? People. Who are your customers? People. Robots are currently not your customer. So what does that mean? You have to understand them. You have to know what the customer wants. You have to know what the employees want. You have to know what motivates both of these people. You have to know what motivates your sales force. When you don't know what motivates people and you don't know how to figure out what their strengths and their weaknesses are, you start to go crazy. You really do. You start to say, hey, this is what needs to be done. It doesn't get done, and then it frustrates you. And that increase of frustration starts to drive you crazy to a point where you're willing to quit. Do you know that most people fail or quit their businesses because of their lack of skill of dealing with people? You see, the money issue that happens on an accounting level, most of that stuff can be fixed. There's always more money to be made. But I have seen more people quit because of the people. I've seen them quit because of the frustration that employees have caused them, the lack of gratitude that the employees bring to the table, the unwillingness for the employee to actually do the job that actually needs to get done. Okay, this kind of frustration causes people to go, forget it, I'm done with it, this sucks. I've also seen people close their doors because they do not possess the high level of people skills that they need to be able to connect with the prospect, the marketplace, the ones with the dollars in their hand that are willing to spend, or so I say the plastic in their hand, that are spending marketing for what it is that you are creating. So here's what happens. When you don't understand people, you create products that nobody wants. And if you do create a product that people want, you have no idea how to communicate about that product to cause the marketplace to want to buy that product. That, again, is people skills. If people do not like you, if they don't like working with you, if their experience with you is not a positive experience, they're going to take their business elsewhere. They're going to take their dollar elsewhere. In fact, they might even spend more money at a different place for the same product just because of how they were treated, because they were treated better for it. So people skills, I'm telling you, people skills and accounting. These two things I think are the absolute foundation, because if you don't understand people, you don't know what makes them want to buy. You don't know what motivates them. You don't know why they are purchasing this thing. If you don't understand people, then you don't possess the skill to get them to not get them, but to provoke them to want to tell their friends and family members about it. Friend, let me tell you something. For 30 years, I've been in business, and for 30 years, I have not advertised for that particular business. Now, lately, we've been messing around a little bit with some social media type of advertising, but I'm telling you that largely, we haven't had commercials on television or radio and billboards and any of that kind of stuff. But for 30 years, we built a business all based on what? Referrals, where people have referred business to us. And it simply is because of specific skills of understanding people. Every room that we have filled for First Step Success, creating a dynasty in excess of 1,000 people, 1,500 people, okay, 600 people, 700 people. And we do this how many times a year? 9 times a year. How have we done it? We just did a webinar with 3,000 people on it. We've done webinars with 5,000 people on it. How have we done that? Majority of that has come in because people have felt honored, they felt respected. We're able to communicate with them with what they desire, what they want, what problems they have that we want to help them solve. They feel the sincerity of it. So friend, learn people skills. I want to give you a tool that can help you, that can get you started right away. If you're not sure if you're really good with people, this is a great place to start. It's First Steps to Wealth. It's how I went from homeless to $1 million inside of 2 years. I had to gain a much greater understanding about people. I write about my understanding about it and helping you to discover even the different types of personalities that are in your office and at the home, even in your church, and the personalities of the marketplace, and how you can tap in to help and to serve them in such a way where they feel honored, so much so that they purchase, but they tell other people about it too. If you go to the website, DaniJohnson.com, that's DaniJohnson.com, you can get your free copy to download, or if you want a physical copy, you can call our office, 866-760-8255. You pay the shipping, I'll pay for the book, 866-760-8255. Go ahead and call the office right now and or get your free downloadable copy. Start reading it and start changing how you're going to approach business and the level of success that you're going to have. We'll continue right after this. Do you have a closet full of clothes yet say, I have nothing to wear? Are you a mom doing her best but desperately lacking me time? Or maybe your schedule has you dressing practically instead of powerfully. What if I told you there's a system, a blueprint that can save you time, money, and turn every head in the room, as well as impact the world through fashion? Friend, you're in the fashion business whether you like it or not. You're an ambassador representing your faith, your marriage, family, and business. Style is just a skill made easy with 123 Style Me. 10 steps to style success that will expand your leadership, save you hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars. This program will bring you peace of mind, reignite your marriage, make you more productive, respected, and instantly boost your confidence, equipping you to be bold and beautiful. Go to courses.lindapage.com. Again, that is courses.lindapage.com and make a priceless investment in yourself. Are you confident that you're always getting a good deal? Have you been equipped with the negotiation confidence, strategies, tactics, and supporting tools you need to close world-class deals? Finally, JPA is making the exact same specialized negotiation training and secrets used by the world's largest, most successful corporations available to everyone. Proven in more than 60 countries and used by brands like Adidas, Vodafone, Pfizer, Nokia, and others, the JPA negotiation method will set you up to save money and time while significantly increasing your profits. It doesn't matter if you're buying or selling real estate, closing contracts with suppliers, or selling products and services to individuals or organizations. Using their simple step-by-step negotiation preparation checklist, you'll be ready to confidently slug it out toe-to-toe with the toughest professional negotiators. It's time for you to stop leaving money and opportunity on the table. Go to bizneg.com/events to register now. Again, that's bizneg.com/events. Get registered today.
Prior to getting started with DaniJohnson.com and First Steps to Success, we were spending absolutely every dime that we made. We were really struggling financially. Since plugging in to First Steps to Success just 4 months ago, we started a brand new business that is doing very, very well. We've paid off $4,500 in debt, but the most important thing is my relationship with my husband has improved like dramatically. I mean, we have so much more fun together. You know, I don't know about you, maybe your finances, you're doing great, maybe you're debt-free, maybe your relationships with your spouse, with your family are great. But if not, if you have some areas in your life that feel a little out of control or there's things that you need to work on, I highly recommend getting to First Steps to Success as soon as you can.
Prior to being dragged out to First Steps to Success, I was hopeless. I had no point to life. It was a day-to-day existence, working a job I despised for people I didn't respect. Deeper and deeper debt every year. You just couldn't get on top of it. I just had no hopes or dreams, none at all, and there was no point to life. But since coming out, we paid off $280,000 worth of debt, married the woman of my dreams. I came to love my job and the people I work for. I have all kinds of hopes and dreams. I get to watch them happen every day. I don't know what your life is like, you know. There's probably tons of hope. You probably know why you live and you got places you're going, but if you don't, you need to sign up for First Steps to Success. You go to DaniJohnson.com and you click on it and be here, because your life will not be the same if you do.
Prior to First Steps to Success, I was drowning in debt, I was terrified of my bills, and I wanted to travel, but I never had the money. And since coming to First Steps to Success, in the last 14 months, I've paid off over $18,000 in debt. I've gone on 6 vacations, and I'm not terrified of my bills anymore. So if you want to learn some proven strategies to really learn how to connect with people, take your life to the next level, all while having a total blast, you need to get registered for the next First Steps to Success today.
Prior to coming to First Step to Success, we were totally struggling, totally under the weight of $640,000 worth of debt, making $20,000 a month, but living paycheck to paycheck. So when we came here, and I realized that it takes a totally different skill set to keep money, to create wealth than it is to make money, I have totally turned around our lifestyle. We have paid off $640,000 worth of debt in 2 years. We are debt-free as of June of 2013. I don't know where you're at. You might have all your finances in order. You might have a wonderful life. Your marriage might be all perfect and your kids are behaving. But if not, if one of those things is lacking, you gotta get here. Book your next event. You need to be here. You will not regret it.
What multimillionaire do you know that volunteers their time to help ordinary people like you and me? There's only one. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Are you about to make a big change, specifically in your career? Are you like John Miller? He's been in corporate America for a long time, and he's making the switch to becoming a business owner. And he writes this: I'm switching from corporate America to business owner. How do I best set goals for growth? Okay, John, this is such a great question. On multiple levels, this is such a great question. First of all, let's try getting it profitable first before you try to grow it. Let's try starting it before you decide to set goals for growing it. There's a whole bunch of preliminary other goals that you need to be focused on versus how do I grow this thing? Listen up. You're coming from corporate America. And let me tell you what corporate America has already in place. What it has is a structure, it has processes, and it has outcomes. It also has cash. That's what it has. So it has a structure, it has processes, it has outcomes of those processes, and it has cash. All right. It also has people in place already. So it has talented people. In some cases, highly paid people who are able to solve problems. It also already has lots of market research that's already being done and continuously being done, always being done, because the tide of the market, which is who? The people who are purchasing, the people who are pulling out that credit card to buy, that's the market. And they are always changing, always shifting, always going in different types of directions and trends. And so that's where you're coming from. You're coming from an already established cash cow with lots of talented people, research that's been done and research that's being done today. It has processes, structure, and outcomes. Those are things that got to be set up when you're starting a business, bro. Those are things that have to be set up when you're starting a business. Let me tell you something. I've hired several people who came from corporate America who are on our management team. And we've had discussions with them. This is what I told them. I said, you know what? You walked into a business that is already on cruise control. You walked into a business where the machine was already built. When you step into a mid-sized company or you step into a small business, which our company is a mid-sized company, when you step into a mid-sized company, guess what's not there? All that you came from. And so the requirements of management in a mid-sized company, you need far more talent than what is needed in corporate America. The corporate America management, the process is already there for them. But when you're in a mid-sized company or even a small company, you're trying to get a company off the ground, the processes have to be created. So there's more work for those who are starting in mid-sized or smaller companies. There's much more work for the CEO of a small business and a mid-sized business than there is for the CEO of corporate America. Why? Because the entire thing is run by processes that are already in place. And that is what is not in place in the smaller companies. And so when you're talking about like, how do I position myself for growth? Dude, your first goals are not growth. That's not your first goals. Your first goals would be what? Having the right people in the right positions. Yes, recruiting talent that can help you get the message across. Recruiting talent that then can recruit other talent on behalf of your brand. Here's another one. Establish what is your mission? Why are you in business? What is your goal for the business? Who is your target market? Who is your ideal customer? How will you service them? What processes will you need to build to put in place to be able to make that happen? Do you understand? So it's only then once you get those things in place that bam, now you shoot for growth. And I'll tell you why I know this. My husband and I did not know this in the very early years of building companies. We didn't. And so we almost put ourselves out of business many times because we knew how to grow the sales. We knew how to build the revenue. But what we didn't have was a structure. What we didn't have was a solid foundation in place. And because we didn't have the solid foundation in place, we kept literally almost putting ourselves out of business. Why? We couldn't keep up with the growth that we knew how to create. We couldn't keep up with all of those customers coming here like, ah! So you can literally grow too fast. And in growing too fast, you grow yourself out of business. So processes, having a solid foundation, having the right people in the right positions is really important. Recruiting that talent and building relationship with that talent. Identifying that customer, who it is, working out all of the issues with your product. Now, let's just say that you might be a different person and you're not John moving into a traditional business, but let's just say that you're starting in the direct sales industry. If you're going to start in that, it's totally different. Some of the process is already in place. The product is already established, right? The customer service is already there. The compensation is already there. But you do have some things that need to be in place as well. But you're going to do the same thing. You got to recruit the right talent. Recruit the talent that will be good at recruiting more talent. Here's another thing. You better have scripts. Yes, that's part of a process. You better have scripts that you're sticking to. You better have a timeline, business hours. You need to have training available that's not being done by you, but you outsource that training that people can spend their own time getting themselves trained. Okay? So no matter what, there's got to be processes, there's got to be people, and you need cash. You need cash. Well, again, I started with no cash, but what I started with was people skills, and the people skills that I had created the cash. Yes, the people skills created the cash, then the cash is what then funded that business from there. So anyway, all I know is that if you're going to move from corporate America to starting a business, or if you are moving from a job to starting a little small business out of your garage, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. But make sure that you have your expectations set accordingly, right? If you're like, I'm starting a business, I'm going to grow this thing from day one. Come on, dude. Take a chill pill for a second. Yes, you will grow it, but you got to have these things in place as you grow it. All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much for joining us today. God bless. Have a great one.